Well, he is Mr. Europa League, isn't he? Unai Emery. He previously won this competition with Sevilla and Villarreal, and he could become the first manager to win this competition with 3 different clubs. It would also be his first outside of Spain. This is his 3rd team that he could win it with, and he's looking to make it 5 wins in 6 finals tonight. Here he is, ahead of kickoff.
We must try to get it today. Analyzing the opponent, try to adapt of them, to compete, of course, respecting them a lot. And then focus. Now our objective is to be focused completely with the game plan we did. Of course, it's very important, all the season. Playing at home in Villa Park, of course, but away as well. They are traveling with us. Everywhere they were traveling during the season in Europe. Of course, in England, and today is a special day for them. Especially days like that make sense for them because they want to enjoy one day like that, traveling, visiting the city, and of course competing today and enjoy with the heart.
Well, he's all club first, isn't he? But that's 6 major European finals for Unai Emery. I mean, think about how difficult it is for a manager to just win a trophy, let alone be in this many finals, and to have won 5 of them in the past. It's so impressive.
Very impressive, fantastic achievement. You know, this is the reason why Aston Villa went and got a manager of his quality and calibre in the first place. They wanted him to take Aston Villa to that next level, and he's done that. Got them into Champions League, got them very competitive in Champions League. And again, when you look at the overall season that they've had, again, the difficult start that they had, and then now to be guaranteed Champions League football again, and now in a European final, with the net spend only being roughly, I think, about 24 million, if my memory serves me right, compared to other teams. That is a tremendous achievement by this man here. And I don't know if Nico or Charlie agree with this, that even when he was successful with Sevilla, when they were so dominant in this competition, they remind me of like Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone, where they're that team in Europe at that time that no one wanted to play. They weren't a Real Madrid, they weren't a Barcelona, but they were a team that, you know, if you play them, they could play football, they can be physical, they can beat you in many ways.
You'd say
and they were that fair team.
In the Premier League right now.
Yes, and that's what he's done. That's a good point. That's what he's kind of transformed Aston Villa to become that team that on their day, if they do turn up, no one really would want to play against them.
Look at where Sevilla is now, post Unai Emery. It's been a long time. They've had their ups and downs, but those downs have been horrific, like flirting with relegation, seriously, Sevilla. And you look at what he's done with Aston Villa. He's transformed this club.
Yep.
He took over for Stevie G that almost stumbled into the championship with this squad. And now he's transformed them into a team that competes for European places, is in the Champions League, and is vying for the first title in 30 years. If you look at the entire tenure, it is, I think it's extraordinary what he's done.
All the joy that he's brought to all the different clubs that he's managed as well with this competition. Why is he so good in it, Charlie? Because, yes, OK, this season and last season, the Europa League is as it is from the start to the finish. But in the seasons past, when he did win it with Sevilla, think of all the giants that dropped down from the Champions League that he had to beat to get the trophy as well. Yeah,
he's a tactician, I think he's good at rotations, knowing when to move players around. But ultimately, he's a great coach. He knows the teams that he's playing against, their weaknesses. He plays to their strengths. I really like what he's done with Morgan Rogers in moving him central and having him be a big part of it. Sticking with John McGinn, who's been essential to their success because he does a lot of the dirty work. And also him being a true team captain. You have to give him a lot of credit. He wasn't able to get over the hump because it's one thing to win the Europa League. And I don't want to take any credit away from him. He does an incredible job. But as a manager, you're always trying to get into the upper echelon. And he wants to be in the same conversation of Ancelotti and Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. And you could throw in Zidane and obviously...
How difficult is that to do at a club that's not Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool?
He was at Arsenal.
But that time at Arsenal is not the same Arsenal we see now. And I know people want to bring it up. There's a lot of things that people paid attention to when he was manager at Arsenal that wasn't about the football. Made some mistakes. It was an experience. He's come back. He got better now at Aston Villa. I believe he is a manager that will probably does deserve the opportunity at those type of magnitude.
He was also at PSG. So
of a football
yeah, he
club.
was. That's a big one.
The caveat. But by the way, with the records, he is up there with those managers, the 6 European finals, Jose, Carlo Ancelotti and Sir Alex Ferguson.
For
all
the second
6.
tier, yeah.
Yes,
No,
Are
I
you
know
done?
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying.
Are you finished?
But
He's got to European finals, bro. Do you know how much of a big thing that is?
And think about what he did with Villarreal as well. Yes, I think he does. I think he has a couple of moments in his career where he probably should have achieved more than what he actually did with certain clubs. But it's almost like he relishes being the underdog. He took Villarreal to a Champions League semi-final. With Villarreal, he beat Manchester United in a Europa League final.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think there are moments. Perhaps he could have been the first manager to help PSG win the Champions League. They had to cycle through many to eventually get to Luis Enrique, but he's done an incredible job. I don't think he is a second-tier manager.
I agree, but I don't think he is. And I think sometimes when we judge managers in these different clubs and different scenarios, they're not all the same. Aston Villa, he had the full control of the club, which is what he's shown he can do and achieve. When he was at Arsenal didn't have the same structure they've got in place now. And they gave Mikel Arteta how many years to get this right, to even get to this moment, to a Champions League final. So I think sometimes you've got to pay attention to the club, the structure of the club, and the environment that manager's going into. Now he's clearly shown what he can be doing with time and with control of a football club.